Okay, welcome to game 2, Chattateo versus Alipata. Had some difficulties there setting up the board, but we've got a new kingdom here with lots of interesting stuff going on.
Very interesting stuff. We've got black market and cavalry. So there's horses with citadel. We've got a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
There are no vibes though, just ventures. Yeah, black market devil's workshop makes sense. Or black market, maybe black market cavalry on the 3-4.
I think probably Black Market Devil's Workshop.
Yeah.
Sacrifice is nice. I want to get one of those soon, but
Yeah, but I don't think in the open. Maybe turn 3, turn 4.
yeah, and you want to get it to 8 to buy the Citadel, but that's going to be quite tough to do here. Once you have enough actions, like you can use the horses from cavalry as oxen, or you can use the cavalry as oxen if need be.
Yeah, cavalry's really nice here.
I don't think I like the black market cavalry buy because the 2 out of 6 times you draw black market.
Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, black market devil's workshop makes the most sense.
Devil's Workshop is nice because it's not a terminal action, and you want to gain imps at some point here because you're going to play with a lot of these actions.
Also, all the cards you want cost less than 4.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
I can actually see playing with...
I'd like to get an armory at some point to top deck border guards, chariot races.
Yeah, I was going to say I can see playing with every action card and every card in this kingdom except for Venture.
Yeah.
Crispy King suggests second Devil's Workshop. That's nice because you get your normal buy, and then the Devil's Workshop, the second one gains you a 4 cost, and the third one gains you an imp. You've got to get your draw up, though. It's pretty tough to have 2 Devil's Workshops and enough money to buy a nice action card. Although, border guards are not terrible here. Especially if your turn ends up being gain border guard, chariot race, sacrifice or something, or imp.
8 has a point that imps are great with black market actions and also with horses. So imps are basically labs.
Yeah.
Unless you get an unlucky draw.
And with Citadel, the horses are quite nice as well.
Yeah.
So you can do a lot. You can also top deck stuff with Armory to guarantee you have something nice to play with Citadel.
And Scheme also.
Oh, right. Scheme does that probably better. You can also top deck action cards, then buy a cavalry to draw them on the same turn. So there's a lot of complex interactions going on here. In my mind, though, I think you just kind of have to start with Black Market because there's
black market.
Good stuff in the Black Market deck. I could even see pairing it with Sacrifice. I like...
Yeah, but if they collide, that's really sad.
Yeah.
Caravan Guard.
Yeah, that seems...
It's over black market, I can't really see that. Because
honestly,
if you draw it on turn 4, it misses the shuffle, and it doesn't even give you a coin until turn 5.
And there are no attacks here.
Yeah. Unless Alipata finds something in the black market.
Yeah, and certainly black market attacks can be absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
If you're the only one who has a copy of Mountebank or Margrave or Goons, it could be real rough. But, you're also a little bit looking for villages here, looking for trashers.
Okay, so they have a really nice draw here.
Yeah, so that's
the best case scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's when you're looking to do cavalry. You're looking to draw those estates. You can gain the horses. Now you've got 5 and have a chance of finding a really nice card in your black market. And shuffling it in. So on the second shuffle, Chattateo is going to have a caravan guard and 1 4 cost. And Alipata is going to have 2 horses and some nice stuff.
Yeah, I would take the sacrifice, seeing as they bought a caravan guard.
Yeah. We'll see what the black market reveals. Black market is a card that some people don't like because you don't know what those 60 cards are, and it adds an element of randomness to the game.
But I
For the
guess it's
app,
fun, anyways.
yeah, a lot of people like it because it's fun.
Hamlet is. I would take a Hamlet. And Gatekeeper is. It's just not a good card, even if it blocks black market buys. Chattateo doesn't seem to have a black market.
Yeah, and you can maybe get a fortress here for village stuff, but I still want, it's taking time away from the sacrifice and the Devil's Workshop that you want to be
You
getting.
need a sacrifice here. Although sacrifice on fortress, that doesn't really do anything, right?
It gives you +2 cards, +2 actions.
So yeah, it's pretty good, but
It turns sacrifice into Lost City.
mhm. And the fortress goes back to your hand.
Yeah.
You have to draw them together, and you only have one fortress.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but
Yeah. So this can be another sacrifice. I would have liked the Devil's Workshop.
yeah, and Alipata now has that decision, and they've gone for the
Yeah.
sacrifice as well.
So they seem to be skipping Devil's Workshop. It's a really good card here. It's you need all this stuff it gives.
Especially because there's no amount of schemes that you don't want in this kingdom.
Yeah.
There's no amount of like border guards that you don't want. Honestly, like chariot races are fairly neutral. Even caravan guards, which are not great, but at least you can, you're okay having them in this kind of deck.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, you can always sacrifice them later. So I would like to just load up on as many 4 costs as I can, and 2 and 3 and 4 costs, and then in the scenario that comes up where you have imps, then you can have a bunch of targets for your imps.
Okay, so the black market got exiled by the Gatekeeper, which is probably a good thing, since as they already had a black market and without much village.
Yeah, because of that, though, I might have considered buying a card that I want to have multiple copies of, like a scheme there.
Yeah.
Knowing that I'm okay having multiple schemes than doing that.
And 3 black markets is it's a lot if you take that out of exile.
Yeah, especially without village support here, other than Citadel. But Alipata there, it looked like they tracked their deck perfectly. So we'll give them the credit there to buy that cavalry. That ends up being a real nice purchase. They were able to get a sacrifice in, play another cavalry, get horses, and buy a border guard, which is a fine card here.
Sculptor is really nice here.
Yeah, I think in the small games context, you take Governor.
Yeah.
But Sculptor has really nice synergies with a lot of stuff going on here.
It's a dream board for Sculptor, though. You got everything you want. It's under 4. You need some silvers, I guess, for economy. Maybe 1 or 2 to get the villagers.
Yeah, just to have for a rainy day.
Yeah. But Governor's good.
Yeah, and the Alipata's got the 1 fortress, which the way I've seen games go, they just will end up with it every time Chattateo tries to trash for benefit with the Governor.
But the fortress just gives them a venture or a duchy. So
that's okay. So then you want to do it. You want to trick them into taking an adventure, right?
Yeah.
That's the. So this should be probably just Cavalry Gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And I think they probably want a scheme so they can start top decking the fortress. So that's an argument to be made for the sacrifice stuff, is that with scheme, a couple of schemes, you can guarantee the fortress is always on top of the deck. It feels a little bit like spinning to do that, but it certainly enables your deck to support more.
Well, it's a lot of effort to put in just to make sacrifice be a lost city.
Yeah, but the more lost cities do have
sacrifice to trash the coppers or estates, because they still have a bunch of those.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is you can add more sacrifices now to the deck because of that, And I mean, you also could sacrifice cavalries, and if you have more villages, you can armory to gain and play cavalries onto your deck, and then sacrifice them or gain more Devil's Workshops to gain imps. Like I'm dreaming very big in this kingdom. Malo8 asks, with Ox and Citadel, Villager would be in action help at point. Yeah, I mean, I think as this kingdom develops, we will get more support for actions, but I think you have this combination of needing draw and actions that sacrifice meets. So normally the sacrifice is a nice card to thin down, but once you've drawn deck, the sacrifice is just taking up a spot in your deck. And maybe you play it as Ox, but then you need to get imps, and to get imps you need to get gains, which means you need to, like, it's a loop of action.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah. And I think definitely here you're strongly looking to get Citadel.
You need Citadel. They're 1 coin away, so if this Chariot Race hits, they can get Citadel, which is really good.
Yeah, Chris speaking, I don't really want to add golds to this deck right now, even if it's in the service of getting the Citadel.
You should take the copper there, definitely, to hit 8.
Yeah, I agree.
Because now you can't play the black market, and you got just...
Yeah, although they are going to be able to get an imp here, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because of the way cavalry, the interaction between cavalry and Devil's Workshop is quite nice.
So I think another sacrifice. They have 1, right? Yeah, I think Chattateo has 2. Alipata has 1, so I'd like another one. If not a scheme.
Yeah. I can almost believe Devil's Workshop or Armory or Scheme or Sacrifice.
Yeah. Just anything is good. Except Venture.
I think...
Oh, okay.
I'm up. Well, how far back are they going? Yeah, is the question.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, where did they go?
Okay.
Yeah. So they are going for the 8 coins.
Yeah. This is also a spot where you have to play the black market. It wasn't a buy. This is a little bit confusing. It was the border guard selection. There's no new info.
Yeah.
I don't think Chattateo understands what they're asking to undo.
Well, it's just 1 step undo is...
None of those steps are none of the steps are new info.
Yeah.
But Alipata needs to... Right. So Chattateo is okay making that question. Alipata says, no, I revealed 2 cards with the border guard and selected 1. I want to undo which one I selected. I don't want to undo playing the border card, so there's no new info. So this is just a spot where you need to be able to clearly say what you are asking to undo, and then your opponent will allow the undo. Sometimes this happens where you don't think you need to explain. But this is a fine undo to ask for. It's a little bit far back to ask for. Well, I probably should have said, can I undo the last thing I selected with border guard? And then they would have gone more quickly. But Chattateo is being a good sport about it, which is great.
Yeah, that's nice.
So now, in real life here, I would potentially consider not looking at the black market 3 cards, just to take the Citadel. Yeah, that makes it a lot easier.
Okay, so Sacrifice can hit the Fortress twice.
Probably Fortress once and then Estate once.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see if they're able to.
They need to play something as Ox. Probably a black market as an Ox because they have 3 in hand.
Yeah, well, they can play the Caravan Guard first.
Yeah.
Get a little bit more info. So here you can consider if you want the 3rd black market in your deck. They only had the third one because of the gatekeeper, so they can consider sacrificing one here. It looks like they're going to ox one more thing.
Yeah. So I guess they're gonna ox the black market and then sacrifice a copper and play the black market. I think.
Yeah, and it's important you do it in exactly that order
Well,
because
it can change anything, but
yeah, if they reveal the goons
militia is
here,
with their governor.
yeah, if they'd reveal the goons here, they'd be very sad not to have the
Yeah.
6 that they could have had otherwise.
Okay, so
So yeah, I really would kill one estate here. You want to get rid of them from your deck. And now make sure to play the cavalry first to add 2 horses to your shuffle.
well, they're gonna draw deck anyways. Looks like it.
Yeah, but they're going to not have their Devil's Workshop.
Adding those horses would have been really nice.
Although they can get a cavalry here to draw back around.
Minting the 6 coppers is pretty good.
I would strongly consider here, yeah, playing the 6 coppers, minting, and then buy a cavalry to play your. You can even potentially play the mint this turn. You should be able to draw through your shuffle pile because there's a couple horses in there, and then you could mint the gold, and all of a sudden your deck is in amazing shape, and you're really far ahead in the game.
Yeah, this is a really nice draw. Without mint though, going to the round is pretty good. On engineer,
Yeah, we already have Devil's Workshop and Armory here, so we don't really need an engineer. I also would have gotten the cavalry there to continue that turn. I think they could have dreamt a little bit bigger than gold. It feels bad to trash, and maybe they didn't understand how the black market mint interaction works.
yeah,
It's a
buying. So and you don't have to play the gold. You can just play the coppers and trash all the coppers.
yeah, but normally when you mint black market is not something you'd consider, but in that case it was really really good.
Yeah.
And the fact that Chattateo has the militia attack means getting rid of all the coppers is also going to be really helpful. But Chattateo does need to try to find some kind of village support in the black market.
I might have considered that lurker. Maybe with sacrifice, it can gain back the actions. Although,
Yeah, the only problem is all the actions here are fairly low cost, and there's fairly easy ways to gain them.
well, yeah, they're going for a citadel anyways, right? They don't
Yeah.
have that yet, so
They should also make sure to play the militia before the black market, just in case something comes up that requires those extra coins.
well, they had 7. So what would it be? Prince?
Yeah, maybe you're not willing to buy Prince.
Already revealed, and you don't really want a prince.
Can Fortune be in the black market?
I think it can. I mean,
Prince. I would be happy to Prince a border guard here and play it 3 times at the beginning of every turn, or play double border guard at the beginning of every turn.
That's how it works, right? Yeah, with citadel, yeah, that's amazing. But
or scheme or something, and just always be able to top deck my governor. So I suspect.
So printing a scheme is basically like printing a governor.
Probably, yeah. So now Alipata is starting to get the imps, which is nice. The militia attack will hurt, especially not having minted all the coppers. But we'll get to see. There was a gatekeeper attack coming into play, so you couldn't have bought something that turn on black market anyways. Fair enough. That's.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Then I would have considered.
That was a great turn to hit 8.
Yeah, then I would consider having either gone for province or gone for They end up buying Citadel. Okay, so that's a good thing to do when your opponent has a Gatekeeper attack on you. I think the Gatekeeper can be fine here as just it's a minor annoyance. It's not great for your deck, but it is affecting your opponent's play some small amount. Again, here I think just as a matter of practice, you should always play the Militia first in cases like this, just so you have the extra money. It's not clear to me that I want any of those 3 cards.
If anything, Festival, but I don't like Festival. It's a stop card.
Yeah, the draw is tough here, so
It's a buy. Maybe you could use a plus buy
yeah.
eventually.
I still really want Devil's Workshops.
Yeah.
Timoon, I'm not seeing the Plenty of Draw yet. I think it exists in the kingdom, but the players haven't been aggressively going for it.
Cavalry is really good draw.
So this is the
Sacrifice Fortress is draw, but
yeah. I would have definitely skipped the festival there and lucked into the King's Court, but you can't hold that against Chattateo because they didn't know King's Court was going to pop up.
Well, King's Court might come back around if they play Black Bucket enough.
Yeah. Again, the sacrifice should be played first there. They could have bought a counterfeit here. And it's like a fairly minor thing, but in general, you want to maximize your money before you play the black market because you can't play the sacrifice for money here.
Wait, they've played Black Market that many times, but there's 54 cards left.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, that for me would have been another Devil's Workshop, I think, is now my priority because I want to have a ton of imps in this deck. It's a little bit of a sad reveal, but I think they'll be able to get back around to it. Chattateo is certainly thinner having gotten the second sacrifice here.
Yeah, but if Alipata bought the mint, that would have been so good to get rid of all those coppers. He's so thin.
Yeah, that's the kind of spot where if I'm playing a ladder game and I see my opponent do that, trash 6 coppers, gain and play cavalry, mint a horse, I'm just gonna like resign. It's like, okay, this is game over. But again, it's a complex interaction there, and the way mint works, and sometimes you just kind of don't pay much attention to mint or cards like that in the black market, the on buy effect, because the interactions are somewhat complicated.
Yeah,
So
it counts as buying. And well, also the thing about black market is there are so many powerful cards, and it can get so swingy that you can just hold on and not resign, and then pull an outpost or something, and you're right back in.
yeah, absolutely. And King's Court potentially has that ability here. If they can King's Court the governor for, draw, gain gold, and then militia, it really hampers Alipata's ability to do things.
Hunting party's nice.
Yeah, I think there's just too many uniques here.
Well, it's draw. It's a lab.
Yeah.
Basically.
So they were able to cavalry into the militia, which is nice.
So if you ox the armory and play the militia, you can buy another cavalry.
And they do know what's down there.
What is down there?
Devil's Workshop, Border Guard, I think. No, Devil's Workshop and some treasures.
All black markets.
So here I think you can double play the Imp.
Well, yeah, it becomes the same thing, except the imp gives you an action.
Yeah, ideally you could hit the Imp 2 horses if you have 2
it becomes
horses.
the same thing, except the horse always gives you an action, and imp only gives you an action if you play a card that's different.
Yeah.
So playing the imp first would be a better guarantee.
So here I would actually consider here playing the black market, and then uh,
Whoa.
it's tough. It's tough. It's probably too late for the ambassador to matter that much.
So tactician.
But they're playing a deck with golds, so tactician doesn't work great there either. So I'm not sure. This might
Well,
be a
tactician is great because your black market can play all your treasures.
you have the tactician black market interaction, right? I think that's a tough interaction to get working correctly. Um,
Especially since they only have one black market.
yeah, I mean you can
Well,
change gears now and start loading up on black markets though.
yeah.
I think it's worth it, probably. But I think the tactician black market archetype is pretty complicated. So I would advocate skipping here for them and buying another cavalry.
Okay, well, now they have 8.
Well, I think you just this is one of those points where I just keep buying cavalries and then I'm sad.
Yeah.
But I think here the cavalry. So if you have to play one cavalry as a ox and you get to play two cavalries, I think you're net drawing a card there. So having too many cavalries is not the end of the world. But
That's the thing is, if you have just 2 in hand, then
yeah, then you're sad.
yeah.
And yeah, you can also sacrifice them. But as Alipata, I would definitely want another sacrifice. I still have wanted another sacrifice for a little while. If they'd gone for the mint line, then obviously they don't need the sacrifices as much. And it does look now. So I would stop here, play the festival and black market, so you could shuffle in whatever you buy.
Well, their shuffle is so small, anyways, with the border guards sifting.
Yeah, but I suspect they likely won't. Like they could, in theory, figure out. They could, in theory, draw both cards they buy with the black market. I don't think, and then I don't think that will happen now. But I think that's sort of a minor player thing. But if you find that king's court again with the black market, you definitely want to draw it right away.
Yeah, and also they're playing their black markets last now, which is nice. But if you black market is really nice if you can gain and play stuff because, well, yeah, I mean maybe a ghost town here, but
Yeah,
there hasn't been anything here that would have been good to shuffle back in.
I think Ghost Town is fine for their deck. They're having action problems, and that will help them a little bit. Okay, I see. I was slightly confused there. So they oxed that, so they can play the cavalry and buy another black market. Yeah, they clicked groundskeeper pretty fast. I would have at least given a tiny bit of consideration to Mountain Village because
Talisman with cavalry is really nice. Bunch of draw.
yeah, I think the problem with groundskeeper is they're going to be gaining one or two estates a turn, or maybe they can gain province plus estate, which is worth 9 VP, and they're down 12. So if they want to win, they need to be double provincing, I believe. We'll have to see though. So this is a little bit sad for Alipata. I think you just have to cavalry here though. I mean, if they hit 8, they get a province. Sure. I think on all these, I honestly wonder, like, can you just buy all the cavalries here? How bad is that for your deck? And then you get some sacrifices.
Pretty bad, but Ox makes it kind of better.
And then you buy some extra sacrifices and sort of start just churning through your deck really quickly. Yes, this is nice. They found the black market.
Yeah, fortune can be in the black market. You were right.
Yeah, I would definitely buy Merchant Guild here. I'm not
Yeah,
100%
they
sold
have
on Nomad
only
Camp.
5 coins.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If I had 5, I would click on Merchant Guild. With
Yeah.
4, probably Nomad Camp is better than nothing. It's on top of the deck. They can play it twice next turn. Yeah, so we've now seen. So if you can get the Nomad Camp and the Fortune and the King's Court, you can King's Court the Nomad Camp and play the Fortune and have tons of buys and buy other provinces. It feels a tiny bit slow on this kingdom. Um,
So with Gatekeeper, you have all this exiling and discarding from the cavalries.
yeah. So we'll see here what Chattateo is gonna do. Their turns have been fairly similar the last couple of turns. Um, Looking for various things to buy in the black market. Probably
Well,
they
they have
should.
Gatekeeper now, so they can buy from the black market.
Yeah, probably they should imp. Oh, they've played every one of these is a. They don't have any more unique cards left
So
in their
maybe
hand.
Ox the black market before playing the Imp.
Yeah, or I think they just border guard until they find the governor, and then they can imp into the governor.
Yeah.
Uh, and both players should be able to add lots more imps to their decks. So the draw should be ramping up here pretty quickly. I think we just wanted that to happen earlier. And also Chattateo had a little bit of unluck here. The imp and the governor and the militia have been in every triple of cards that the border guards have revealed.
Yeah. Maybe they can draw the militia here. Yeah, okay. So they got it here. For once.
Yeah, and so this is a turn where they should consider. I would consider, like when sifting with the border guards, not playing any of these horses, and just playing the border guards. But probably they need to play one horse to keep drawing on. I would certainly play the border guard first.
Yeah, definitely.
And they've got the plus buy with Festival, which ends up being quite nice here. I have not tracked their deck well enough to know what the last 3 cards are.
I think they have an armory there.
Yeah, an armory, and I think they also have another. Oh, the
Yeah.
sacrifices in the discard. Okay.
So, well, armory cavalry is it gives you a plus a buy if you ever need that.
Yeah,
Well, fortune was skipped because they had no money. Casey also
yeah. I would
tactician.
ox that
Yeah.
horse, or consider oxing both these horses.
Well, they can still ox 2 horses.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also need to watch out for piles here. The cavalries are running, the chariot races are on 2, and the border guards are on 4. So the cavalries will just kind of disappear on their own.
Yeah, because they don't cost buys.
Yeah. So I think you've. Oh, you can't buy any of these things. So just,
Yeah.
I would say I really want the upgrade to upgrade the cavalries into something, but into duchies at this point of the game. But the gatekeeper attack is down, and we'll see if. Can I really want that old witch?
Yeah, that old witch would have been so good here.
So this is at least the gatekeeper's annoying, if nothing else. And we'll see if Chattateo goes for province duchy or something similar.
What is their last card?
I am not sure. I might have been a horse.
Oh, okay. Well, they exile an imp, which is sad, but they should
Yeah.
get another one this turn.
So that turn they could have imped the cavalry and then imped the horse, which means they don't draw as many cards, but there are more horses in the shuffle.
Yeah.
It's at least something to think about.
Yeah, it's just the shuffle triggers. It's always better to have more cards to add as many good cards as you can before you trigger the shuffle. like horses or black market bulls.
Yeah.
Because the black market is a terminal silver, so it kind of looks like you should play it last with your other coins, but it's great to gain cards and play them right away.
Yeah, so I was going to question sacrificing the fortress there and think about just sacrificing a copper, but they've been able to draw on pretty significantly after doing that, so it seems to have been a good decision.
Yeah, they should have more sacrifices though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
Sanctuary is really good.
I think livery is also really good with
Yeah,
cavalry, and smithy here honestly is really good.
but I think they need the plus buy really badly.
Yeah, and they've got green cards and coppers and stuff that they can
And
still.
Sanctuary is the most convenient source of buy.
Yeah,
Well, this is a sad 5 cards.
yeah. So Chattateo
Just
is, in theory, going to be able to province duchy again. I don't think
yeah,
they added any payload to their deck last turn, but they may have horsed something. No, I don't. I don't think they have the ability right now to double province.
they might have oxed a black market. They oxed an armory, which can give them coins,
Yeah,
maybe. And black market can bull something that nets coins, maybe.
it's pretty unlikely, but yeah, I guess they can also gain gold to governor, but it seems like
Yeah,
then they don't have enough draw. So there's um, a complex equation there we're trying to calculate to see if they can reasonably get to
and
double
there's also the
province.
chariot race. Last turn, the chariot races didn't hit sometimes.
Yeah. So I wasn't. I think I'll say I was wrong in thinking they couldn't get to double province, but there's a lot of factors to consider.
Yeah.
And I think Alipata just needs to take provinces when they can now. Um,
But looking at their hand here, they're not even going to draw more than this.
yeah, they can cavalry, but then they're spending coins on draw.
Well, they had an exiled gold last turn, so they just added 6 coins to their deck. But now they can't draw.
Yeah, they also added province duchy, which are cards that don't draw for them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sheepdog is nice because I don't think they're getting to 16 here. So Sheepdog as a 3 coin lab, basically. It's really nice to keep control of your deck.
yeah, so you're saying the sheepdog is the type of dog is a Labrador? It is appropriate that that comment is met with silence. Thank you. Uh,
Um,
the Yeah, they can't really buy anything here. They need to get to province. I think they got the merchant guild. I think they're going to struggle fairly significantly to draw here.
Armory for cavalry would get them 8 to find their other gold. They have 3 gold, right? They have 3 gold. Well, okay, now they have 2 more imps because they got one out of exile.
Yeah, I would have considered their what? Ah, okay. I was confused as to
Okay,
what they were doing.
that's nice. They're drawing up.
That they could have not played the cavalry and played the just bought a cavalry with their first action.
Yeah, because that way you can play the imp twice instead of the cavalry.
Yeah, here I would sacrifice the cavalry for draw. I think they need to play fortress now, probably. Trying to find a green card that they can play sanctuary on.
Okay, they found a province for that.
Yeah, so if Alipata can province here and get the gatekeeper down, they're in pretty good position to win next turn.
The merchant guild on top is really helping. All the chariot races missed so far.
Yeah, Cherry Race is a tough card.
Yeah.
But they do have 8 in hand now, which is nice, and they can get a bunch of horses down, get the Gatekeeper down, get a Imp. So they seem to be in a pretty good spot. I would even consider if you could get to 12 here, which I don't think they can, but if you could get to 12 somehow buying the last cavalry just to deny it. Although they might trigger a terrible shuffle. They have discarded 1 or 2 cards.
Here's the dictation again. So yeah, at this point, Alipata could choose province here. They can go province border guard, and then next turn aim for the last chariot races and border guards. But they only have 1+5. Hmm.
Yeah, I think Province Border Guard is the best thing to
Yeah.
do here. Gain 4 horses and an imp. They're playing treasures.
I wonder what they're gonna take. Okay, tactician.
It feels quite late in this game for a tactician.
It would have been nice the first time it got revealed, but yeah, now you're gonna play it maybe once, maybe not even, and you might find it before you find your black market, and that's rough.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of a plus buy though.
I just don't think there'll be 2 more turns left in this game. Chattateo is going to try to double province this turn, and then you've got to try to win the game. So that's why I think
That's why
Alipata.
we say disciple and not teacher. DZ.
Yeah, I think if Alipata took a province there, they're at 36. And Chattateo then wants to double
Yeah.
province to catch up. They're at 33. And then Alipata can win by taking the last province. Now, if Chattateo double provinces, they're at 33. Alipata is going to get 1 province, so they're at 39. And then Chattateo just has to get province estate to win next turn. That's sort of the logic I'm doing out.
Well, if with the groundskeeper, they don't need the estate.
You're right. They don't even need the estate. And they can armory for estates and stuff, which are
You
worth
never know
2.
what chariot race is gonna do, right?
Yep, chariot race is could be a huge swing in either direction. But I think triple provincing is very difficult for Chattateo to do. So, with saying that, taking a province there felt like the highest win probability. Obviously, drawing the governor and a gold in their first hand is really nice.
And you called that. They have a fortress with the governor trash.
Yeah, so here you can take a free duchy,
Yeah.
and you have to. The 1 turn of the game where it actually matters in a 42 card deck, they have the fortress. It, I don't think Chattateo can triple. I don't think they're going to be able to get 2 more provinces. I mean, they may be able to get 2 more provinces this turn, in which case the line I suggested um, is possibly losing for Alipata. But I think that was their highest win probability, was taking a province there.
So what's he thinking about here? Maybe trashing. What else are you gonna trash? Maybe silver to cavalry, but with the militia, it just cancels that out.
It increases how much of your deck you're seeing, so you could potentially find some imps and stuff.
That
It
removes
also
silver.
denies the cavalry to your opponent. But I think Fortress to Duchy here is pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah.
Although it suggests double gold gain, I don't think they're drawing reliably enough. I'm worried about their draw now. With double gold gain, I think they're going to draw with this governor. No. They're doing
Oh,
something completely
drawing.
different. Interesting.
And why not take a free duchy though?
I think Alipata thinks the game is going to go on for a few more turns. I mean that with the tactician and with the not trashing there, and they're thinking that duchy is a well. They bought a duchy last turn. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they think it's like one of those things where you can only gain an action or something. I'm not sure because that's a pretty straightforward interaction with Fortress. Is you trash it to get a free, the free 5 cost there, and there's really no opportunity cost for you in this situation because there's no way Alipata gets 2 more turns. Chattateo's deck is too strong. And they are winning chariot races, which is nice. We are out of cavalry now, so the stuff you can do with cavalry, this is the extent of the draw. So the double gold gain, we might have been able to draw one of those, but not both.
So yeah, no cavalries. That's really sad because now if you have a dud, there's no way out of it. And how much is this? This is 7, 13. This is 17. So I think double province is the best here. Even
Hmm.
if, because if Alipata manages to get even 1 or 2 provinces, they're not going to get 2 provinces, but if they get province duchy, it's pretty out of reach, I think.
The groundskeeper, though, with like province, duchy, double estate, gives you a lot of VP.
Oh yeah, that's true. They have enough buys.
And you're not worried about Alipata double provincing.
Oh wait, they played the festival already. So yeah, so this is 15.
15? Yeah, province, duchy,
So
estate.
you can't even get 2 provinces.
Yeah, but that's a nice amount of victory points that they have.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying on Alipata's previous turn. They needed to get a province because if Chattateo gets another turn, they're going to score just a ton more VP. Like even province double estate is worth so many points with the groundskeeper in play. It's worth quite a bit more points than Alipata can score. So the ceiling of what Alipata's turn can do is a lot lower than Chattateo's.
Although they have sacrificed fortress with citadel right away, so they can
Yeah,
draw into actions.
yeah. They're just did Alipata get a plus buy ever?
Sanctuary.
Okay, they do have the sanctuary, so if they find the sanctuary, but I don't know that they have enough money. I guess there's an outside chance that Alipata can double province here, but it seems pretty low given the turns they've had. And Chattateo won't actually be able to gain this imp here due to the exile, but still gain it anyways, just in case. So yeah, if Alipata had bought a province last turn, they would not have lost this turn, and they would be in a position to win by just buying a single province. But they do have a very nice start to this turn with the Sacrifice Fortress. And they found a lot of draw here, which is quite nice. Now they just need to find the money.
Yeah. You need these chariot races to hit and get coins.
Yeah, unfortunately they couldn't have known this, but if they played those chariot races first, they would have gotten VP out of them with the golds.
Yeah, but you can't find a way to know that.
You cannot. That's correct. It's just unfortunate.
It's just random.
Yeah. So
Whoa. Okay.
this, I think, is quite difficult. Yeah. If they'd played the chariot races in a different order, they would have 16. But again, there's no way for them to have known that that was a possibility. And they've gotten fairly unlucky on the chariot races, I think, overall. But maybe not. Maybe both players have gotten similarly unlucky. Chattateo has more victory point chips because of
But that's
the
because of the
groundskeeper. Yeah, so, I mean, it didn't seem reasonable to me that Alipata could double here, although they got very close. And so now I guess you take double duchy and hope that your opponent has a dud turn, which seems somewhat unlikely given the state of Chattateo's deck.
And even then, if they take province here, they can just governor gold province.
Yeah.
They don't need the money.
Yeah, that's why I said double duchy.
Yeah, because they're considering province here, right?
No, I think they aren't. I think they. Well, yeah, they had
What else? Yeah, just two duchies
Yeah.
is right.
So do you lead here on border guard or sacrifice cavalry?
I think sacrifice both cavalries because you're not going to use them.
Yeah, and you get the same amount of. Although they have the whatever the artifact is, they have the lantern, so the search space is slightly smaller. But they took the militia. That's very strange to me. I would have definitely taken the chariot race. I want to guarantee I draw as much as I can. And I'm hoping to win the game this turn, so the militia attack doesn't do very much.
Okay, wow, they found no gold, no governor.
Yeah, very sad turn, potentially. Possibly unlucky. I mean, them top decking their governor last shuffle was very nice for them. And they didn't top deck it this shuffle. It makes it harder, but they could have done a few things. Instead of the militia, they could have taken the chariot race and increased their search space by one. Potentially find more draw.
But playing this militia basically guarantees that Alipata cannot double.
We also saw all of Alipata's treasure last turn.
Yeah.
So
you can get around back to it, but
yeah.
Okay, well you can top deck a border guard here.
Yeah, that seems safe. Alipata doesn't have 4 gains. You could also top deck a scheme or a sacrifice or something. There's a couple of other things, but probably border guard is the best thing to top deck.
Or chariot race.
Yeah, that's kind of hoping for a high roll, I think.
Yeah. Border guard is just safe and it's just good. You have both artifacts. You have Citadel. Gate twice.
Yeah. I don't like... Oh, they're going to top deck 2 border guards anyways, right?
Yeah.
Or they're going to top deck 1. That artifact says once per turn, right? Yeah. I don't like Estate Malo because you cannot win. You cannot win on your opponent's turn. So I don't want to put a stop card on top of my deck when I really want to be able to draw through and try to buy 2 provinces.
Well, you could buy 2 estates.
I certainly like buying.
Yeah, if you got every border guard, that would be crazy. But the Horn is still really good.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, so maybe Alipata did have a little. I realized the bottom part of their deck had all their imps and horses, so maybe they did get a little unlucky, but there's also very little money down here, right? And we now see the Tactician. They also could have played Cavalry before they shuffled there, if they oxed the Tactician, which is strange, but honestly, that seems like the best use of Tactician right now is the ox ability.
That's sad.
Well, so I don't know. You can play Sanctuary here, Black Market, play all your treasures, play 1 Cavalry, and then the Tactician, and buy 2 duchies. But then the game ends with your opponent buying a chariot race. So this I don't really see a line for Alipata which wins here. Other than maybe if they hit a bunch of chariot races in a row.
This would have been nice earlier.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like they're going for the Black Market Tactician thing, because they didn't play all their treasures there. Maybe they're going to do that. But if that's the case, then you don't want to play the black market until the very end of the turn, right?
Yeah. Well, they had Imp, so they said, okay, play the black market because I don't have it in play already. But now the chariot races can draw stuff. Some treasures that you will be able to use.
Yeah, well, they could have played a cavalry, though. As an ox, if nothing else. And they'll still have a chance to do that here.
They should have oxed the cavalry before.
Well, if you know you're going to ox the cavalry, I think you can wait.
Oh, they can do it now, right?
Yeah.
They have. Yeah, they can just do it right away.
Yeah, so just Alipata not winning any chariot races here, and they're getting inching closer towards that. We also see the anti-synergy. Okay, they're getting like now you sacrifice the cavalry. Like there's some chances here if they find the golds. Oh no, they have no more golds. They have a black market still though. There's some. There's.
More black market.
So take the horse.
Take the horse. Okay.
It seems difficult. I don't think there's enough money left in the deck. Like I think that might have been the last money they had in the deck.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they can still play the tactician here for a nice next turn.
Yeah, the problem is they aren't going to have a next turn. The game's going to be over. I actually don't know what you do as Alipata here. Do you buy Duchy Estate? Do you buy Province Duchy and just hope your opponent doesn't hit 8?
Well, Alipata, as their opponent had such a bad turn last time, you know their turn now is going to be really good with the governor, the golds, the 2 border guards here. Yeah, I don't think anything is winning here.
Yeah. My suspicion is that is that is correct. That is all the coppers in play. And I believe that is all the silvers in play as well. So I don't believe Alipata had more money available to them in their deck to get to double. They would have had to have sacrificed a copper to get there. They were able to get the tactician in play one time. But
it won't do anything though.
It will not, unfortunately. And I think that's what we were thinking about when they bought the tactician was to get it into play and actually have it be effective takes a lot of effort. And also we noticed they lost their Devil's Workshop, so they lose out an imp here. If the tactician had come up early, maybe building the black market tactician deck would be good. It would also be better if they didn't have all the coppers. Minting golds every turn is quite nice in this deck, and guarantees. It doesn't guarantee, but it will create more chariot race wins, I think, for them. I think they have to buy one duchy here. I don't think they can win without buying a duchy. Oh, but then the pile out only costs 8. I'm trying to come up with some math or some combination of buys, which...
Well, either way, if they buy province, if they buy duchy, the pile out costs 8 anyways. So...
Yeah. So in which case, I guess you buy province and then hope they don't get a plus buy. Or find governor gold. But yeah, at this point it seems pretty unlikely. I think 2 turns ago when they had the chance to buy the province and they got the duchy instead was a big difference. And that we didn't like the tactician, I think. They got a gold.
Well, it's money, I guess.
Okay.
Case. So they can get 16 next time.
Yeah. And just Chattateo immediately wins 2 chariot races.
3 chariot races.
Yeah, then again, so that's unlucky for Alipata, certainly. But it's turn 19, they still have coppers in their deck, so it's not like completely unlucky. It's somewhat self-inflicted. It's still quite sad.
The mint would have changed everything.
Yeah, because then they'd have a bunch of golds in the deck. And their turns would have all been better because they didn't waste time sifting through coppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... So Chattateo can play the border guard now. I only harp on the copper thing again because one does feel like you're unlucky sometimes in Dominion, and this is a case where you can control that luck quite a bit by making sure you have no 1 or 2 cost cards in your deck, and then your chariot races are much less likely to miss. But Chattateo's got a win in hand here. Alipata, again, I'll note, drew that fortress out of 41 cards.
Yeah.
And as we predicted, the tactician was not able to get effect in this game. So,
The first time it showed up, it would have done something. Help them for the win.
Yep, nice win.
Instead, though.
What?
Yeah, black market is tricky.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. That was a long game, almost an hour. So we're going to take a 2-minute break here. I'm going to see you all in game 3.